This is TVA by Gemma, a podcast about entertainment issues brought to you by DarkSpaces.com.
Or even when they do the coyote thing, and I love that character. I like her. She's like, and I like all these
I like
characters.
How she
and
just straight
actors.
up like, Coyote's just cooler than Lily, so just call me.
Yeah, I like her a lot. I thought her
honest.
character was pretty cool. And
Again, she could have had a bit more build up though. Like the only build up she has is that she's sitting next to a fire, so we know she's a badass.
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Though I wish we had a build up, and then they like go.
Oh, there's Caesar.
I thought it was sort of laughable because they're like, all right, you know, let's cut. This is a big deal. We're going to go in. And then just walk in, and it's like a door, and there's like
I know,
in
it's just
there,
like
and it's like, do we? I mean, she gives her that the gift, I guess, but it's like beyond that, it's like, do we need you? You could have just. It's like there's not much she does.
She just knows that there's a slight gap in between the wall right here.
Yeah,
Although I did. Yeah, as soon as the bad cop walks up and she's like, "Oh, we need him," I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah, that's like he's not gonna make it. Yeah,
he's gonna die immediately."
She picked like the dipshittiest guy. Like we need one extra guy, any guy. Like,
Just that
he's
guy.
not gonna last very long, is he?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Is like apparently she's not much of a guy. She just knows that you're supposed to sacrifice a person every now and then. So
Did it not feel like it was very small? Like, isn't Las Vegas like a whole big city? They walked in and it was like, yeah, that's the place we need to go to right there.
There's that, and there's also like I noticed, and this might be part of the fact the way they had to shoot some of the scenes, maybe because of the pandemic. But I know like that first crawl when they're going through the building and the girl gets left behind and nobody's there to help her. All of a sudden you're like, I've lost track of what's happening here. Like the shots are too tight. I'm not getting a sense of the landscape. Like why is she so far behind that they've completely, and they cut to them fighting zombies and like, oh, they came back to help her. It's like, no, they're in a different part of the place. It's like, you guys are going to have to lay the landscape out a little bit more because I'm losing track of the action. Like,
the Silent Hill zombies there, they were pretty creepy, but yeah.
I liked their whole world. It was like Left 4 Dead. Like you have these guys, so these guys are sleeping, so you don't want to wake them up. And then, but there's also a horde that will come, and they're like super zombies. So you don't want to mess with that.
They were totally the Silent Hill nurses.
Yeah.
Was there an Elvis impersonator zombie? I don't remember.
Oh,
surely there was one in there somewhere.
And there should have been. That's what I'm saying. I was like, I wanted some more Vegas-y stuff in it, like that. I mean,
you weren't satisfied with the zombie topless titties?
Yeah,
less than 10 minutes into the movie, I was like, zombie titties.
Yeah, but just that one scene.
Slow motion zombie
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I need,
This is Netflix, all right?
I think it's kind of cool because they did it. They shot it in Atlantic City, and the interior of that stuff because there's a casino they were going to tear down before they tore down. They shot all those parts
they were like
shooting.
Let us go shoot it to pieces from the inside out.
Right.
You're gonna.
But even that's there's only one scene. It's just they come out to the one area, shoot for about 2 minutes, then run back to the elevator. It's like, that was it. That's what I want to see. I want to see a bunch of them. I want like some kind of extended. That's maybe what I'm saying is I don't feel like there's a super extended act. I mean, then they leave and they go there and he runs through the thing. The guy's running at him. He shoots him. And he shoots. Like, you know what I mean? There wasn't some huge set piece.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the whole thing's
for like maybe an hour or two.
Yeah.
And that built that, and then I mean, if we had had it as a series or more time, if they had spent maybe a week in there trying to find the place they were going to, you could have developed those relationships. So when people make sacrifices for each other, it matters.
Or any kind of like sneaking into it and like being like, oh, we don't want to get caught by this horde. Like they're just like, we'll end up there and then they're in there and then they're there. I just like, but I mean, this is all just for discussion's sake because I enjoyed it. It's fun. Yeah. And also at this point, it's like, God bless Zack Snyder for because he's just that bro guy. It's like you're doing the things like you have 20 hours and it's like, you know what's cool in 20 hours? 1 hour. And I was like, Zack Snyder. It's like you have to keep aiming this up. It's like this is gonna blow
in the office
mind.
Where when Michael's does the improv group and every time they start improv he just goes gun.
He's like that is Zack Snyder.
I feel like JJ Abrams is that as well, but definitely Zack Snyder.
Yeah, same sort. And then what would be cool if and then if the rapey cop comes back and they just kill him, it's fine. And then
that was a missed opportunity because you thought he's going to come back as an alpha,
they
and
don't
that'll
bring
be
him-
interesting.
there were so many cool ideas that they
That's
just
what I
didn't
mean, yeah.
like, and what
That's
if the zombie lady's pregnant? Oh, that dies. And what if there's the rapey cop comes back and he just dies? And then he has a helmet so he can't shoot his head, but he just takes that off.
Who wrote this? Let me.
Zack Snyder
and there's
co-wrote it.
Zombie
Like
cat.
Zack
Well, that's
Snyder was
what
the
it feels
DP
like.
on this. So like this is a very much a Zack Snyder joint.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And the stuff that there, I'm almost saying like it's got a 6 on IMDb. That's kind of a bad rating. I'm even saying that there has 2 other writers. I'm saying like I don't think I didn't get enough. Like I'm saying I'm more underwhelmed by like Lynn saying. It's like I think they stubbed out so many cool ideas. It's like
Make
this
it
could have been this
over the
show.
top.
This could have been a dang show. It's like
They had some cool over the top ideas though. I did like that, like
Just
the
a
zombie
miniseries.
king riding a horse, like
Zombie
like
horse.
all these weird.
it's the 2
all these
writers
weird
of
ideas.
John Wick that helped them write this.
Oh yeah, that's fun too.
Yeah.
If you don't think about it too much.
Well, another guy. I don't know
Yeah, I've
who's
only
the
ever
other
seen
guys.
the first one, but I liked it. Okay.
But the writer of John Wick helped him write this.
She doesn't want to be
That's
on the
fine. I mean, it's like, and that's what what John Wick has is interesting kind of lore, and this has interesting sort of lore and ideas in it. It's like that's what it is. I mean,
I
that's all
love
John
the
Wick
idea
is.
behind
It's just
this.
like, yeah.
I'd want to see another one of these. There's some stuff you could do that'd be fun.
Well, they were
Well, they
setting
end
us
with
up
a
for a
cool
sequel
idea.
with that ending.
Yeah, we've got the Alpha Omega now.
Yeah, going to Mexico City, which is like 20 million people. It's like that's gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah, that could be a lot of fun. I'd like to see that.
But then there's also some maybe problematic issues there. Like, oh, Mexico's are zombie people. That's what they are. It's like, well, then we're gonna have this unfortunate thing
Well,
of like
what would you
borders
do?
and
You know,
like
in that
walls
situation-
and like.
If you were that guy in that situation in that bathroom and you looked down and saw yourself with that bite, what would you do?
That plane could crash anywhere too. Like that doesn't have to end up in Mexico City.
Because the
Well,
responsible
it's
thing for him to
implied that
do
it
would be
was-
to take himself out at that moment, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, but you want to see him become the new Zeus.
yeah, because he was
At
cool.
that point.
He was a cool actor, and he didn't.
And he's
do
been
that much.
surviving longer
Very
than most who
charismatic
have
throughout the
been.
whole thing.
Yeah, they had some people that like he can
Yeah, I love
again
the people
because he did it with he's done it with all those superhero super people movies.
people.
He's great casting
Damn
people too.
super
He's
people.
great at casting, charismatic, and again, Dave Bautista. If they don't make a damn Gears of War, you know those games, Gears of War movie with Dave
Yes.
Bautista in it,
Yes.
then I'm gonna like before he
Do
gets
it.
too old to do that because if you play Gears of War, those people aren't normal proportions, and that guy looks weird, and he looks exactly like Dave
I'm
Bautista.
familiar with Gears of War,
Yeah.
and it is very Batista.
Marcus Phoenix in that
Property.
game. Imagine
It's
you'd
a
make Dave
question of whether or not
Bautista-
he's very selective about.
he wants to
what
do it. No,
roles
he's on
he
board.
does.
Yeah.
He's a
No,
character in the newest
he's-
game, like in the
He's been
multiplayer.
pushing for it. Like he's been all over Twitter and everything. Like, put me in this
And
movie.
you
Make
can
the
play
movie,
the
put me in the movie.
game. You can play the campaign as him. Like his.
Yeah.
Oh, he just went away. We're explaining
Yeah,
something too.
it's awesome.
But yeah,
But that also, that would be a very Snyder type of movie if they were going to make it because it is a very
he could. It's
bro
totally
kind of game.
badass.
Like
Yeah,
they're a
that
bunch
movie-
of like Sean. Okay, they're
No,
just
you're
a bunch
fine.
of like soldiers who are all like broing out and fighting shit. And
Yeah, that's all
like,
it is. It's badass
that's,
stuff.
that's what
yeah,
it is. It's fun.
that's a good
Yeah, it's
idea.
badass.
If anything,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying though. Keep him away from my Superman, but if anything, give him that stuff.
Give him
Because
Gears of War.
300 is
Yeah,
that.
no, perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect. Big
that's-
effects like bugs to shoot,
It's a horde.
bro
Man, why didn't-
soldiers.
I wonder if
I mean,
he's
I
like
was
not
actually
wanted
really
to do
impressed.
that or
I was impressed in this movie how many women there were. They weren't just the one badass woman
right.
to fight and the one badass daughter to save. There was like pretty even mix of men and women who were all useful, and I'm like, that's good. It didn't feel like they were chucking.
Yeah,
a
that
woman
other
in
one
for
who
any reason.
dies has like an awesome. She has one of the best action sequences actually in the movie where she's like,
Yes,
taking
that was
him out.
awesome. I love that bit. She was really good. Pity she didn't get a chance to do or be anything.
Yeah,
as a
her bit
character.
is the best one. Hers is the most John Wicky sort of bit.
Yeah, she has an awesome action.
The
scene,
rest
like,
of
when
them
she's
aren't
trying to
that
be quiet,
interesting.
kill them.
You know what I mean? Because they
Yeah.
they shoot the guns and that's really all that happens. And then the final showdown, it doesn't just it's just weird. It's like
Apart
I'm
from-
not pissed at stuff that's there, but I was like, I think I want
liked
more.
I liked how the Nedry. I don't know any of their names. The betraying white dude. I
Right.
liked how he got his head chopped off by the zombie tiger. That was satisfying.
Right. That's like yeah. But see again, this is what I want. I think, I mean, if we want to really dig it. So this is the thing. This like you could either not analyze this and go, it was fun. But if you wanted to analyze into problems like fixing stuff, I think my problems at that point is like the point in Jurassic Park where Nedry does that. It's like a thematic thing. He caused all this to happen. It's like him getting his back. My problem with the other thing, he didn't cause any of this to happen. Like there should have even thematically something should have happened where he kind of betrayed him and shut the door into one chick, and it's like,
well, sort of. The queen's head off, and that's what starts the army coming after him. They had a deal with the zombies to leave him alone, and he killed the zombie queen.
Well, they could have just hid that.
Why did they go after the money?
I wanted them to open that safe and find out there was nothing in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that would have made so much more sense because we know they never cared about all that.
Yeah, but why did they have to go all the way in there to do that? Like if
if he was going to screw them over and try to trap them anyway, because I would think that money would be to make sure the team remained to help him escape. But he's like, and he just locks the door on him and runs away.
It's and then he's like, I'm going to go kill a chopper pilot.
Yeah, and you can fly a chopper. Why did you?
I thought it was going to be that he'd get to the roof and he'd kill a chopper pilot and then realize that.
Why did you need this team at all? Like, why you just needed a guy to get in there? Yeah,
he could have just rocked up, bought the coyote for like. She seemed like she wasn't terribly expensive.
Well, technically, they could have like people just parachute into that roof or parachute into the fly above really high.
They didn't even need to go too far into the city.
They could halo jump down into that, like in Mission Impossible.
Yeah,
and get there.
That might have been a better use of that gag because they did it in the opening sequence and it was fun. But it might have been better if they just like we'll do this targeted parachute jump in, and then it goes horribly wrong, and we lose.
No, but they weren't allowed to.
Yeah, but then it becomes Black Hawk Down. Basically, that's what you want. It's like we're trying to escape because there's more visceral, and this is just never the stakes of this are never like because anybody could die, and it really didn't matter. It's like, well, this is just a guy, and then again, that's why it's just fun and goofy. I was like,
they're all gonna die.
It's a zombie movie, so you're like everyone could die, and that'd be fine because it's a zombie movie. But that's where it's like the genre bending is difficult because as a heist movie, it's hard to reconcile what elements of that genre are surviving.
Well, I thought there was going to be tension. I mean, I guess it was supposed to be a joke that they spent some on this detail. Felt like this was a thread they were doing in the beginning too, is when they go, because in movies usually like, yeah, we'll just split it, but they go, well, we're gonna get 15 and the other people are gonna get other things. And then they go, the first person's like, you want 500,000, the next person's like, you want 250,000. But the last guy's like 50,000. He's like, sure. And it's not that funny. It's cute, but it's not like a riotous like. And I was wondering if that was gonna be an issue. You know what I mean? People, once you get in there and there's $300 million, and they're like, well, wait a second. It's like, why are you getting, you know what I mean? Like, well, I'm not saying I would enjoy
point that out. They were like, why is this guy here? Why can't we incentivize ourselves to take him out? Like, why do we need to give the money back to the other people? Like, there was all that.
Like, yeah, because they don't have the ability to, when you're staring at. He wasn't
even like, he should have been a scientist. He should have been an asshole scientist. That's a great trope.
Yeah. If you're staring at all that money, it's like, why are you going to be content with getting paid $20,000 just to pop in here real quick? You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
It's like, wait a second, hold on. You know, there's like tension there that could have been, it's like, and I don't know.
Well, that last guy is definitely the dumbest guy because if you were like, hey, Sean, I'll give you $20,000 to go into a zombie infested city with you. It's like, fuck you. No.
He was so weird. Horrible. It's like, I guess you're abandoning your job. And he's like, sure, I'll do it. Yeah.
It's like $20,000. Yeah. If you told me to quit my job for $20,000, I wouldn't do that.
He's like, is there anything to rape in there? Because that's what like,
really.
His character was
that's
so
all
like,
established. You know, this is going to die so hard.
Because I love to rape so much.
You know what I like about them raping?
But they don't even set him up as a rapist. They set him up as an asshole, but he isn't.
Well, they talk about how he rapes women. That guy, she calls him a rapist.
They mention it, but the one thing that we see him.
Yeah,
the only time we see him doing stuff is when he's just being an asshole.
Sure,
it implies that he might be that way pretty hard, though. He's pretty creepy with the ladies.
He's very creepy, but
although you could have just
no, it's fine. He was rapey.
Him say, yeah, maybe she just made that shit. I'm raping him. Like, shut up, you rapist.
Like, no, I didn't.
We're feeding to the zombies.
It's like that red letter. It's like that red letter media thing. It's like, describe his character, but don't use the word rape. Okay, it's like, well, he's controlling. But I thought it was fun overall. It was. I want to see other ones. They're gonna make a prequel with the Dieter guy. With the
lockpicker.
Yeah, with the with the guy that did that because I guess.
Well, I hope they explain why he's so super buff, because that was the one thing that was interesting. Every time I was looking at him, I was like, those arms, and he's almost as wide as Batista. He's like tall.
Yeah, he was like, I like him though.
He's an interesting character. And
I mean, they give him the best, like weird. Yeah, they give them like weird dialogue to go, like poetic lines and stuff.
The other guy who I would like to not describe as the black guy, but it seems
he is the black guy. But like he's great though, and he's charming. Like there's something about him. It's like he doesn't have enough stuff to do in it. But I love both of them together, and it's like it's a shame that like it's just not giving me what I mean. I guess they can never predict what it is when you like, before you've already written the movie when you're casting it. You know what I mean? So it's like wow. Yeah. But like I think all those characters. There's people that. Like with the Coyote Woman too, I like her. As like I haven't even seen her before. Or at least there's people in this I've never seen. No, I haven't seen
most of these people, but I felt they missed out on one important stunt casting. They could have cast, if they're going to cast an asshole YouTuber, they could have just cast Logan Paul.
That's true.
He's a bro. He's a bro.
Oh, that's right. Bro. Yeah.
And then we could have watched him die. He could have been the Paris Hilton of this movie. And I
totally forgot about that character until you just mentioned him right now. I'm telling you, he existed.
In my notes, he is not Logan Paul.
Because he's the one that I don't understand. And his the one that makes no sense why they're getting him. I was like, why? Because he can shoot zombies?
Because he likes to shoot zombies.
It doesn't make any sense, his skill set or anything.
And then he just brings along the chick because...
Well, she's amazing. Yeah, she's amazing. I've got some
friends who are better than me. And then one of them is just like, oh, no, actual zombies, no.
Well, then I thought that was a thing, too. It was like, is that the guy that... Because they tell him the whole plan and how much money there is. And he goes, yeah, I'm going to leave. And I was like, well, that's got to be a thread, right? That he's going to go... like do something.
I like that bit. I like the bit where I can't remember who it was. Was it the helicopter pilot? And she's just like, "What did he spend all the money on the models?"
Oh yeah, that's what it's like. Yeah, I thought that was all that was fun too, and I love that actor.
There was a lot of fun moments. It was like there was some good writing there. The characters were well done. It was well cast, apart from not having Logan Paul in it.
It's weird to see Tig Notaro in the scenes because she's not actually in the scenes.
Yeah, they put her in after the fact.
She was one that they cut out because they cut out
Chris D'Elia.
D'Elia.
Someone problematic.
And it's interesting because I didn't know that until after, like in the middle of the movie. I think I looked that up because like, isn't that Chris D'Elia guy supposed to be in this movie? And I didn't know they took him out.
I knew about it, but I didn't remember until you just said it, so I had no idea.
So I watched the first scene. I wish I
didn't know that because it's not obvious if you don't know, but
the first
you
scene,
notice it if you do know.
Yeah, I did. I watched the first scene with her, and that she's like the last one of the. I was like, they've got everybody, and he's supposed to be in this movie as one of the. I saw the group picture of all of them together, and I was like, and then I just looked it up, but in that first scene, it's weird because they say something, they refer to her. As like they say dude and something, but not. I know you can call anybody a dude, and I do too. But they did it in a way, and just a weird off. Like that was strange. And then they say she, but it's like they're talking to a guy. Like a couple of words they say. I'm like, I did
get that feeling from the character that it was written as a guy. That was the one thing that
I think she did great. Though I like her. She's funny.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun.
I think that's an interesting thing to do.
And Zack Snyder shot all of those scenes with her in a green screen. Like
I like this character.
She does a fantastic job of it.
And she said she had a blast working with Zack Snyder. Everyone loves working with Zack Snyder.
Yep.
Yeah. He's a nice guy. He's a sweet. Like if you've seen interviews with him, he's a nice.
People love him.
He's a great. It's like he's great. It's fun. He's a bro, man. He like go over. It's like, dude, we're gonna have some beers.
Well, that's the way the movie's like a bro, but not in a way that's like offensive. Like there's.
No, everybody's bro. He's a bro.
What bro?
Yeah.
He's not a zero-sum bro. He doesn't need to be a bro. He doesn't need to pull someone down to make himself bro-ish. Like it's
right.
Yeah,
everyone's cool.
I do chin-ups
even
for
the
that.
nerd gets muscles.
That's it. I'm never hostile to people.
Down,
I work out. It's like he's sizing up Joss Whedon. It's like this is why you're so hostile. This part in the middle. You do some push-ups. Sort that out.
I would pay to see that reality show where Zack Snyder tries to improve Joss Whedon.
Snyder does Biggest Loser with all of these nerd gone wrong directors who seem to be horrible to people.
Like, you know what? You could stop shouting at people and being so angry if you just worked out.
Yeah, I think who you're angry at is you.